All right, let's talk about a tool that, honestly, a lot of you probably think you know, but it has quietly become an absolute AI powerhouse. So if you've written off Google's NotebookLM in the past, you're definitely going to want to stick around for this.
And this quote right here, it just nails the biggest misconception we're going to tear down today. Because if you still think NotebookLM is just some simple little utility, you have seriously missed one of the biggest and most important AI upgrades of the entire year.
So what's actually changed? Well, a series of massive upgrades, especially its integration with Google's Gemini AI, have completely transformed NotebookLM. It's gone from a simple summarizer to a really powerful creative partner that is grounded in your information. And that is the key. And that right there, that's the fundamental shift. This is not just a digital filing cabinet to dump your documents into anymore. No way. It is now an active collaborator that can think, synthesize, and literally create with you based on the knowledge that you give it. So what makes this so different from every other chatbot on the planet? I mean, there are a million of them, right? Well, it all comes down to one core principle that sets it completely apart. This idea of being source-grounded is NotebookLM's absolute superpower. Every single answer, every idea, every summary it comes up with, it's tied to a citation, a direct link right back to the exact sentence in your documents, which means no more making things up, no more hallucinations. Look, with generic chatbots, you're basically tapping into the entire messy, wild west of the internet. That's where hallucinations come from, and it creates huge privacy concerns. With NotebookLM, you are building a private, secure, and incredibly accurate AI expert that is trained only on your stuff. And, most importantly, your data is not used for training. Period. And hey, don't just take my word for it. Tiago Forte, the guy behind the whole building a second brain movement, he calls it the best software ever created for this kind of work. That is a massive endorsement from someone who literally wrote the book on managing your personal knowledge. So what was the update that took this from a neat tool to an absolute game changer? Well, it was plugging it into Google's most powerful AI model, Gemini. Google gave NotebookLM a 1 million token Gemini context window. Now, to put that number in perspective, it means it can process and reason across entire books, or a whole year's worth of financial reports, or hundreds and hundreds of documents all at the same time. And it actually remembers and connects the dots between all. The scale is what's really amazing here. You can load up to 300 sources in a single notebook. We're talking PDFs, transcripts, Google Docs, even links to YouTube videos. Now compare that to the 10-file limit you get on custom Gemini gems, and you can see this thing is built for serious, large-scale projects. And this new workflow, it's so simple, but it's totally revolutionary. You just load up your project into a notebook, then you connect that notebook to a Gemini chat. This solves two massive problems at once. First, it fixes that goldfish memory problem by keeping your chat history inside Gemini. And second, it adds Gemini's incredible web search abilities right alongside your own private data. Okay, so here's the crucial point. This isn't just about research and organization anymore. Now it's about creation. You can build what is basically a personalized, multi-talented creative agency right inside the AI. Because now you can give the AI specific roles or goals to get specialized help on your project. So let's look at a few of the team members you can hire. First up, you've got your researcher. This is the one who handles all that tedious, time-sucking work. For instance, a copywriter on Reddit talked about uploading over 40 different podcast transcripts just to find a handful of good customer testimonials. A job that would normally take days of just mind-numbing listening and typing. So they just asked NotebookLM to find every single quote about the product's impact and then organize it. And boom, the AI spits out this perfectly structured table. It turned days of horrible, painstaking manual labor into a task that took less than an hour. That's just incredible. Next up, you can hire a content strategist. You could upload the transcripts from your entire YouTube channel and then ask the AI to find your core themes, come up with new video ideas that are perfectly on brand. It could even tell you which topics your audience loves the most. It literally becomes an expert on your content. And now, let's get to what might be the most surprising part. Hiring your very own in-house creative studio. Yeah, you heard that right. Based completely on your source documents, NotebookLM can now generate a whole suite of multimedia content. It can turn your research notes into infographics. It can build an entire slide deck from a white paper. It can even create short video explainers with scripts and AI visuals. It can even produce a podcast.
Now get this. The quote you're looking at, that wasn't from a person. That's from an AI-generated audio dialogue that NotebookLM created itself. It took a bunch of articles about NotebookLM and then created a conversation between two AI hosts discussing the tool. It can literally be your podcast co-host, helping you explore your own ideas. It's wild.
So what is all this pointing towards? This is so much bigger than just one tool getting a few cool new features. This really represents a fundamental shift in how we're all going to interact with AI. See, we're moving away from this idea of a single, all-knowing AI. The future is what you could call modular intelligence. Think of it like a base AI like Gemini that you can plug these specific, swappable cartridges of your own knowledge into. Your thesis research, your company's sales data, your personal novel project, each one becomes its own unique brain that you can just plug in. And that's really the question I want to leave you with. This is not about summarizing PDFs anymore. Not even close. This is about turning your entire personal library of knowledge into an active, intelligent, creative partner. So the real question is, what will you build with it?